everyone. This video is intended to give you a brief look at the new M205 Duo released by Pelikan this year, but also to look back at the M205s from 2010 and 2013 to see how this one stacks up to the other two. We'll start with this year's entry. You can see it's got a very kind of neon yellow fluorescent appearance to both the barrel and the cap top. This is very much in line with what I expect a highlighter shade to look like. The barrel is translucent, so you can see the nib and the piston assembly through it. The nib is a double broad, unplated stainless steel nib, and that's consistent across the entire M205 Duo line. You can see the trim, by virtue of being an M205, is silver colored. That's thanks to some chromium plating. When you look back at the 2010, this is the original pen that started off the whole Duo line, and you can see it's a much deeper, darker yellow. Still a translucent demonstrator, but otherwise still same double broad nib. I think the big differences between these two is certainly the color and the significantly more fluorescency in the new model, but also the cap tops. If you look here, you can see the old model has chromium plated clip nut there, and the new model has a black matte plastic clip nut. I don't understand why they made the change. It might be due to supply constraints because of the pandemic, might be cost cutting, but all the other M205 Duos do have the chromium plating. I think it looks a little bit less sharp without the chromium plating. It does take a little bit away from me, but that's again a subjective, my taste and the aesthetics of the pen. Everybody's opinions may vary on that one. In addition to these two yellow models, there was in 2013 a green model, and the green model came with fluorescent green ink rather than the yellow ink to give people another option. It has the exact same specs and trim and everything else as the first model from 2010. So that's a little bit of just another addition to the lineup. And these three pens right now comprise the entire M205 Duo line. The ink, and each pen comes with the ink, is this specially formulated highlighter ink, and it has this very kind of radioactive fluorescence. It definitely glows very brightly on the paper. Pelikan puts a disclaimer on the box saying, for use in the M205 Duo. I doubt that this would harm another pen. However, I think that's just a little bit of legalese to protect themselves. Of course, the M205 Duo, you can put any ink you want in it. It is a standard piston filler, just like any other. So if you don't favor the highlighter function of it, you can use it for just regular notation, and the nib is interchangeable. You can put any M200 or M400 nib in here. Speaking of the nib, this double broad nib puts down a line that's about 1 millimeter in width. So as far as highlighting goes, that might seem a little bit inadequate, but it kind of has to straddle that line between being able to highlight and also being able to make legible annotation or notes in the margins. So I do think it likely is that size to simply strike that balance. So that has just been a brief look at this year's M205 Duo, this fluorescent neon yellow highlighter fountain pen.